Okay, guys, we're going to have a fun stream today. It's my birthday, so we're going to keep it chill. I'm reacting to Jubilee's 6 Black Women and 1 Secret Asian. Can we figure it out? And we're going to be surfing Reddit's Am I the A-hole and making our own decisions. Let's get into it.
Well, of course.
You know, guys, that sometimes we have the computer screen, sometimes we don't. This is one of those don't times, one of the more common. Let's go to Taylor
How have we
in
gotten
Nashville.
worse at this? We used to be like on it, never miss. And it's like we're like 1 for 5 of the last live streams. It's pretty bad.
You know what?
Just happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you so much. We couldn't bring in this new birthday year with a solid connection. Scott's in the producer's bay.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
At least we're going to have a chill stream today, guys. No hot topics, no controversial issues, no politics. We're just going to be watching a fun little video, seeing if we can figure things out, and then surfing Reddit and taking your guys' polls on who is the a-hole in the situations that are posted on that thread. Here we go. This is 6 Black Women, 1 Secret Asian Woman on Jubilee.
I am black.
I am black.
I am black.
I am black.
I'm black.
I am black.
I'm Asian.
Oh, well, they've told us, so we don't have to figure it out. I forgot that we're not going to figure it out. We're going to see it, and we'll just comment. We'll comment on everything that's going on.
How many inches everybody have in their hair right now?
Girl, my wig new is 24 inches.
Bam.
Thank you for asking.
I have 22, 18, and 16 inches of my hair still in right now.
I'm big wig style, girl.
I have a natural haircut.
I have a fade. I'm natural, so I'm waiting for braid season.
Hold on. Dude, I feel like this would be so easy to figure out. Do you guys feel like you could go into this, right, and figure this out immediately? Like, pretty quickly.
I mean, if I were there with those people, I don't know. It depends on how well the Asian girl can pretend to be black. I guess.
What a tricky territory to be in. How do you pretend to be black, like, in the current climate? I don't think that would...
Right, that's a bold move to go on a panel like this. And, like, what if you're really good? Is that, like, that... I don't know.
Yeah, is it offensive if you're really good? Oh, gosh. I don't know.
You tell me.
That'd be rough. I don't know. Okay.
Wait, I missed the voice at the end.
I shaved my hair, so I have like a blonde little, going with the Tiffany Haddish look right now.
She said Tiffany Haddish, that's right.
I don't have a wig on, or I don't have any type of weave, so that's gonna make me feel a little suspicious from the start.
What y'all moisturized with this morning?
Well, you
Are you talking about skin or hair?
You went to
We got a $50 super chat already.
Oh, pause
Gotta
for that.
pause real quick. It says, from Text Fraud, have a happy birthday, and I hope you have many more. We all love you, Swole Anna.
Thank you so much, Text Fraud. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is 23 for me. I'm chilling today. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna go to dinner with my best friend and my boyfriend. We're gonna go get some Italian food, and then we're gonna, hang out. Might go dancing, and then that's it for my birthday festivities.
By the way, I was supposed to give Scott a cue, but we have a little surprise for you.
Oh no, you don't.
So he's gonna step out for a second.
Yeah, give me a moment.
And give you
I'm gonna give him a subtle cue. Scott, can you please step out of the room for a second?
Scott, now, do you see me making the signal?
No. Guys.
I love this super chat from Text Fraud said, I hope you have many more. That's kind of
Hey, we always do that in my family when we sing happy birthday. Always at the end we go, and many more.
Right. I mean, I guess that's a traditional thing, but I don't know. It's like, why do you have to say you hope? I mean, you are going to have many more. You're only 23.
You never know. Tomorrow isn't promised, I guess. What is this?
Here we go.
I love it.
I'm like a contortionist.
Yeah.
This is the best cake and candles and balloon that DoorDash from Vaughn's could muster.
That is amazing. Yeah, you guys can't see Scott, but he's like wiggling
There he
through.
is.
This is actually
Oh, wow, he even
beautiful.
got it lit.
This is like...
Wait, we gotta show
You got to hold it up to be in the shot.
There we go. You gotta see it.
Go.
Can you guys see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? No. It's like a gender reveal cake if my kid was going to be non-binary.
Yeah.
No. This is like the cake you get when you're raising babies. Thank you. I'm going to blow this out, okay?
And then did we cancel the balloon? Uh-oh. It's
What if it was a trick candle? It is. Oh, this is amazing.
Oh my gosh. We're going to start a fire in the studio.
Is that going to stay out? Okay. Let's hold it and we'll see.
We need to put that out. It looks so much. Let's get the air going.
The fire alarm's gonna go off and it's back.
It's gonna be the craziest stream ever.
It's back.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Okay.
I didn't even mean to get you trick candles. I literally ordered that off of DoorDash and just
That's
put
amazing.
whatever in the
I'm
cart.
gonna dip it in this liquid. There we
There
go.
you go.
I'm so
That'll-
sorry. The trick
that'll
is
kill it.
over. Guys, this is always great. I'm
Fun
gonna,
skill.
as I do traditionally, you guys brought me cake but no fork. I'm gonna like eat this
That's
cake.
for a purpose. This is a mukbang birthday stream.
I got it.
God, Scott's prepared. Thank you guys so much. Let me know.
A feel better balloon.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So this was another feel better soon about being a year older. So yeah, I ordered it on DoorDash and I put in the
Feel better soon
instructions,
about
get a
getting old.
inflated birthday balloon. And apparently that was too complicated for the Dasher, so you gotta feel better soon one instead.
Soon. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Okay. Somebody
so
just
there you
commented,
go.
Amanda Fry says, living for the chaos today. And that is exactly where we're at. You know, you never know what to expect on this stream. Feel better soon.
Someone said, lol, a feel better soon balloon and a queer cake.
It's a good day. Maybe this will be like a birthday tradition. For every birthday, we'll get each other very weird things to display on the stream. Guys, we're
Yeah,
gonna...
that's totally what I was going for. I was just trying to be gag and silly, you know. This wasn't a failure at all.
One time Taylor got me a Christmas present, and it was like an ornament you put on your Christmas tree that said like #1 TikToker or something like that. It was something to that effect.
I forgot about that.
I opened it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. What a great gag gift. And he was so offended. But
I was like, that's an actual gift. You're the best TikToker. Oh, man.
but anyways, guys, we're going to get back into this video and I'm going to eat some cake. So let's do it.
Okay, shea butter. That's shea butter.
Definitely shea butter.
I use cocoa
I'm real
butter.
dry,
butter,
so
baby.
I had to use real thick lotion.
Lotion. I'm sorry.
I use that shea, like that thick stuff.
Once you get out the shower, you can put the shea butter, a little oil.
Who just said shea butter at the end?
Well, I said shea butter with the oil. When you get off the shower. No, listen, I don't.
If you're going to lie and pretend to be black, say you use shea butter or cocoa butter. You'll fly under the radar. Just letting you know. Not that I think you guys are going to be pretending to be black anytime in the near future. Probably.
So don't lead with like watermelon.
It might work too. To be honest, it is
gosh.
my favorite fruit. So I'm living for the stereotypes, and I love fried chicken. So sorry.
Don't play that. We cannot be ashy.
Okay, how you make collard greens?
Ham hocks. You need smoked meat.
Turkey tail.
It was very intimidating too, I will say, because they came with the heavy questions like right off the bat. They were ready.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I can obviously see her, and I'm not blindfolded, but I feel like she wouldn't trick me. I feel like she's not tricking me. That voice is not tricking me. I feel like there's a certain je ne sais quoi, you know? I feel like I would figure it out.
The t-shirt too. Wow.
Yeah, the t-shirt, Too Much Soul. I love that. Very on the nose. Love
By
that.
the way, we have a poll going. Everyone's asking for you to inhale the balloon helium. So-
Inhale. Okay, we'll do that at the end of the show.
oh my gosh.
Lose a few brain cells. We'll do that.
So we don't really eat collard greens. I'm from Haiti, so we don't eat that. So
I don't really cook. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But turkey for
going to
sure.
Trader Joe's.
I'm sorry.
How long y'all?
If somebody said Trader Joe's, I would be like, there's a white person in here.
Yeah, seriously.
I'd be like, we got him, boys. I feel like I do not see black people hanging out at Trader Joe's. I feel like that is a white affair, the Trader Joe's. But hey, who am I?
Y'all cook y'all greens for?
Until the Lord says stop.
What shows did people watch growing up?
Girl, how far you want to go back? Because I got
Age, I know.
it's like black shows.
He is here. I was like, she is here.
Oh, okay, I went way
Living
back.
single, my mom loved living single.
How in the world do they know who's speaking?
I know. How are you guys?
How are you supposed to decipher?
Now at this point, I would be like, okay, whoever's not speaking right now is not the black person. Who didn't speak during that whole time? You're out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're all speaking at the same time. No strategy, no sense of strategy in this one. And it's honestly quite loud. I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit. Okay.
A New World.
Girlfriends isn't my time, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, now
It's what's her name?
Different world?
There we go. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Okay.
I saw them do this in the guys one, but like finish this.
Yeah.
We're brothers.
We're happy and we're single and we're colors.
Okay.
Give me a
Yeah, me.
All right, good. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
Where's everybody from?
I'm from North Carolina.
I'm from the far east side of Indy.
Indy.
Indiana, right?
Oh, okay.
Specifically, because it's Indiana, then you got Indianapolis. I'm in the heart of the city. Yeah.
Okay. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Born in Riverside, California. My mom and dad are separated, so he lived in Chicago, Gary, Indiana. So I was kind of like both from the G.
I just want to hear what they think of that.
Gary, Indiana.
know.
So we know how that.
Yeah.
I'm from Eugene, Oregon, and then I moved out here like 2 years ago.
I lived between Detroit and Battle Creek, Michigan.
Okay. I'm from Jersey, 20 minutes out of the city.
Who's from Oregon?
Cadest, me.
Can I hear your customer service voice?
Oh my God. Hi, how are you doing today? Oh my gosh, like.
You know, I might guess her or the Asian at this point. You know, they would both be kind of on my radar at this point. But her name is Cadest. Have you ever met a white person named Cadest? No. It's more like, my name's Kaylee, but instead of like E-Y, it's I-E-Y.
3 E's.
It's like a basic name, but they just throw a bunch of letters in there. But Cadest, I'd be like, this is not.
I've never heard that name before.
I would be like, she's got to be some sort of ethnic background. But we're talking about Asian versus black, so maybe an Asian person named Cadest, maybe.
Girl, like, I don't know. I don't have a customer service voice like that.
You don't have a customer service voice. How many black people from Oregon? 2%? Yeah, that's what made me suspicious. And also, what was it
fair.
about Cadest?
That's
Her
fair.
code switch. So I was like, okay, let me see if Cadest just has one of those voices or if this is a white woman.
Does anyone else here have like African family members or immigrant family members?
My family, they're immigrants.
Slavery
Sick.
happened.
Yes, I'm a slave black person.
My dad, he is an Ethiopian refugee and moved here when he was a teenager. So yeah, raised in that culture. And then my mom is white, so I'm biracial.
Okay.
What school did everybody go to?
For what age? Like,
College.
I went to a PWI.
I went to Michigan State.
Yeah, I also went to PWI.
A PWI, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a predominantly white institution. What
Oh,
a
I did not
weird
know
thing.
that.
What like a weird thing to say.
Okay, what level? What level is that? Like, that could be.
Right?
Oh.
Like if you went to a predominantly like Asian school, would you be like, I went to a PAI? No. Obviously, you have HBCUs, which are like historically black institutions. So you have that, but it's just weird to be like, I went to a predominantly white institution.
I used to live in
Anyways.
Baton Rouge, and there's Southern University there, and that's like a predominantly historically black one, I think. And I knew one white girl who went there, and she was like the only white girl around us.
Heck yeah.
So she would be great for this because she could throw everyone off, be like, I went to Southern, and they'd
Right.
be like, oh, right, I got you.
Right. You never know. It's little details.
PWI.
I went to Jackson State.
I don't want to give them credit. I went to Indiana University.
Oh, you IUPUI?
No, not IUPUI, girl. That's IU.
Hoosiers.
That's not Purdue. Don't do Purdue, girl.
Okay, let me just.
Don't do Purdue. Yeah, you tried.
I tried. Okay.
What's everybody's favorite like icon growing up?
Girl, I'm gonna say mine was like Shaka Khan. Oh, I love me some Shaka Khan. I've seen her a couple of times live.
Sade.
That's Scott's favorite too.
Sade, you love Shaka Khan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's top notch.
Absolutely,
Right
yeah.
I'm gonna just admit it. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who
Is that
Shaka.
really wide of
I've heard
me?
the name Shaka Khan, not listen to anything that has to do with Shaka Khan
Okay.
ever. So y'all still have your black cards.
I didn't really look up to celebrities growing up. I'm honestly, it sounds cliche, but my mom, because she was a widow and she raised me and my sister by herself, so I look up to her still.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Mine's probably Shirley Chisholm, the politician. Oh shit.
Hey, I'm Cole. I directed this episode of Odd One Out. If you like this episode and you want to see more,
Okay, Cole, I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry, Cole.
There's been a three-way tie. So the tie is between EJ, say hello,
Hello.
Michelle, say hello,
Hello.
and Tia, say hello.
Hello.
The four of you who are not called out, each of you can ask them one question, okay?
Maybe how has your relationship with blackness changed, like, over the course of your life?
You know how hard that would be to answer if you're not black? How has your relationship with blackness changed? Dude, imagine you're trying to answer that. I don't know what you would say.
I'd be like, it used to be more chill, and now everything's all tense.
Yeah, literally. Imagine. Well, after the summer of 2020.
I mean, I'm me. I love me. Like, period. It's getting better and better every day. I love being black. I would.
She's gonna struggle.
I grew up with a family that was really proud to be black, but I grew up in a really white neighborhood, a really white area, so I didn't see people who looked like me, and that was really difficult to deal with because people just made me feel bad for being like a dark-skinned black woman, especially. It wasn't until I went to college and met other black people that I really got a chance to be proud of my blackness and get involved with the community. And I just love myself more and more every day, honestly.
That's right.
She started talking about her experience as a dark-skinned woman. And I was like, for somebody non-black to be coming in here specifically being like, oh, I'm a dark-skinned woman. I'm like,
Right, that'd be very awkward. Imagine if you
That'd be a bold strategy, but you'd probably win.
Right, feel like, surprise, Sade! This girl is so pretty, by the way, just a little side note.
It would be sick. So I was like, EJ was telling the truth.
I was gonna say, yeah, just growing up and just being kind of uncomfortable in my skin, but then like being able to go, like I went to predominantly white school sometimes and mixed, but then when I went to Jackson State, just being able to be proud of like who I am and accept who I am more. But now kind of the way things are with the time, it's just...
She's talking too much.
I think more people are open.
And she hasn't said the word black once. Y'all really set her up for failure on this one, because what is she supposed to say? You're supposed to lie. If you're gonna commit to this and be like the mole in this situation, you gotta commit. You gotta just start telling all sorts of lies.
Drop like, a few N-words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, you gotta do the whole damn thing.
So learning more and understanding and being more accepting. So it's just good to have those kind of conversations to bring more awareness.
All right, I think
Look at her, yeah.
They're all like, no.
She didn't say anything about her blackness and like finding her blackness. She was just like, I found myself. So I found that to be a little suspicious.
Ah, man.
What?
I just kind of kept it general to my experiences with black culture and how I grew up, but they were coming straight with I think the first round was supposed to be very light. It was not.
They already got her.
That's it?
What is the meaning of this?
Why would we watch the rest of the video?
I know, why would I watch the rest of the video? They already got her out.
You skip to the end?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip to the end. I'm so sorry. What the heck? They literally got her immediately.
But you knew that was going to happen. I mean, it would have been, like you said, she would have had to like be really bold and commit and say something about her blackness or whatever.
You have to just commit to the lie and do it. Have you seen the one where they did it with the black guys and one white guy?
Mm-mm.
The white guy won. I'll have to pull that up for a second. That was the blackest white man I've ever seen in my life.
Was it Malibu's Most Wanted?
Oh my gosh.
The mole has won.
I'm scared.
Please be green.
Yeah, please be green. Look, it was me.
And the box turned green.
Okay. They got her. Whatever. Where's the one with the okay. It's like 6 black guys, 1 white man. Oh, 1 white ma. You'll just have to listen to him speak.
I'm black.
I'm black.
I'm black.
I'm black.
I'm black.
I'm black.
I'm white.
Where is he at? Oh,
yeah, how did he do it?
Watch, you'll hear it.
Right off the bat. It was one of the brothers, you feel me?
Who here knows what the smell of a hot comb on a head?
It stink. It stink real bad.
What are some prominent songs that you're gonna hear at a family reunion?
Oh, they played a lot of blues. Marvin Seed, Bobby Blue Bland. Then when they got drunker, it was Tupac and.
You see, he wins, and that's just how he talks.
Whoa.
He's like, oh, I'm from the street, man. Like, you know, you grew up
And he had
like
like
that.
no hesitation either.
None. They were literally, they had this whole conversation where the guys were like, you know, like, how do you feel about your blackness and like racism and like affirmative action or something like that, like something about like reparations and all that stuff. And he literally was like, I don't even know what that is. I ain't got time to worry about all that. He won the money. I'm like,
How much money they win?
I think they win just like $200. I don't think it's that much. I think it's $200 or something like that.
Well,
anyways, guys,
still.
I wish we could actually like play along. Like maybe we should have blindfolded ourselves and tried to figure out who the girl was.
Blindfolded you.
But
Spun you around and
still,
blindfolded you.
I feel like we would have figured out that girl immediately because she wouldn't even be straightforward about it. Now we're going to move on to Reddit. Am I the a-hole? You guys are going to be able to participate in this one and follow along and make your own judgments here. Here is our first one. Am I the a-hole for disregarding a friend's list of baby names? It says, I'm 26, pregnant, and my boyfriend, 29, and I are extremely happy. We have similar age friends that we have told about the pregnancy. They were happy, very happy for us, but one couple in particular hadn't even known about our pregnancy for more than 15 minutes before they gave us a list of 30 plus names that we absolutely could not use under any circumstances. Normally, I would be considerate about such a thing. We have family-related names on our own list and understand how it could be heartbreaking to have someone else use it in front of you. However, their list more or less consists of most used names from the last few years. I've asked them on multiple occasions if any of the names have some special significance to them, and every time they said no. They simply just like them. We are expecting our baby in a few months, whereas this couple isn't even trying to make a baby and aren't planning on it for a few more years. They've been together way longer than my boyfriend and I have been talking about baby names. And have been talking about baby names for the last 5+ years. But as far as I have understood and am aware, their list constantly changes. We don't even need to read anymore, do we?
Oh my gosh.
Must I go on this whole situation?
No, this is equivalent to those people who try and save parking spots when the person who's supposed to park is like 20 minutes away. Like, get out of here.
Like, this is not working. Absolutely not. I would
people on the subway who put their bag next to them when the train's full, and so you can't sit down next to them.
Yeah,
same
right.
energy.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
It is that same energy. How you're not even having a child, and you give your friend who is in a few months a list of names that they cannot use.
How narcissistic do you have to be? Like, good Lord.
That is
self-centered.
so wild. And to have
I
them
don't
be
care
like
how
basic.
close you are. Like, I am not eliminating a name for my child based on your preferences. Like, it's a little weird maybe if you have like a family member who has already had a baby, or a close friend, I guess, who's already had a baby, and they took the name that you maybe wanted. Even then, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Like, it's your child. It's going to be their life. Like, you name them what you feel like you're supposed to name them. Like, you can't let other people's preferences, interfere with your child's life and like what, putting the name on them they're going to have forever. Like, that's so much more meaningful. Who cares what anyone else does?
100%. I'm like, just let them be, name their baby. Even if you somehow through just like a stroke of bad luck had two babies named the same thing. I mean, what's the big issue? The name has significance for you and you alone. You keep that within yourself and you let other people go about their day. Yeah. Wild. Of course, I think the internet agreed on this one. Most people said that.
The chat, we've got 87, which 13% of y'all think she is the a-hole for that. I don't. Who are you?
Y'all must have read the question wrong.
Y'all are
There's
trolls.
no way. There's no way.
There's an element of first come, first serve here. If you have a baby literally in your arms and you're trying to name it, like, you have the right of way to do so.
I'm sorry, but that was a really funny joke, and I'm not gonna make it.
What? Oh. How are you gonna do this? It's your birthday.
I was about to Michael Scott you guys so hard on that one. Oh my gosh.
You can't leave us hanging like that.
I have to. Unfortunately, on that one. Okay, I'm gonna read the next one. Am I the a-hole for not pushing my family to include my fiance in Christmas card photos? I am 37 male and engaged to my fiance, 31 female. Planning on getting married at the end of this year. My family takes a Christmas card photo every year, usually around big events like graduations or parties where everyone is together, which isn't often. Years ago, my mom instituted a not until you're married policy to a policy to basically say significant others are not going to be in photos until they are husband and wife. My fiance has had significant issues with this. Last year, when the family took photos shortly after she and I were engaged, she directly made snide comments to me about how excluded she feels. This year, she flatly refused to drive with me to a family graduation, saying how hurt and excluded she felt by this policy. Quote, since we are getting married this year and the card is coming out the year that we are getting married, end quote. I've tried to explain that this isn't our card, that this isn't our right to tell others who can and can't be on the card, and we could always have our own card to start our own tradition. She's made several comments around how surprised she is that I haven't stood up for her to my mother, even telling me that she's discussed the issue with others, and they are also surprised that I wouldn't take a stand with my mother on this. She also made a point multiple times to say, quote, good, less time to spend on photos with them at the wedding, end quote, implying a tit-for-tat response to this policy. I don't really know what to do. Am I the a-hole? I'll throw this over to the guys who, we've got 2 married guys on the panel today.
You want this one first, Taylor?
It is kind of weird to me. Like, if you're engaged, I would think you're part of the family at that point. But is this like one of those engagements that's possibly doesn't have a end in sight, and the family's like, no, yeah, you're engaged, but is there anything ever going to happen? In that case, I guess maybe there'd be reason to not, for the matriarch to not want to include you in the photos. But if you're at the point where you're engaged, I'm like, you're pretty much family. So I would say he wouldn't. I guess he would be the asshole for not pushing his family to accept her.
Okay, Scott.
I'm going to take the opposite side of that coin. I don't think he's the asshole, nor are the parents. I actually went through the same exact thing, and I totally agreed with my wife's family. It's like BFD, engaged ain't married, as Michael Scott said. To your point earlier, Taylor, talking about an engagement going, beyond a year, 2 years, 3 years, with no end in sight. That's the Pam and the Roy issue. It's so it comes up. It's like, it's not official until there's a ring on it, and I totally get that and respect the patriarch and matriarch of the family. Ring. Yeah, there is, but at least for me, until you make that commitment in front of God and at the altar, like it's not true.
Okay, so we got a split crowd. You guys in the chat in the poll, 37% of you are saying yes, he is the a-hole for not pushing his family to include the fiance, and 63% of you say no. So you're on Scott's side, 37 are on Taylor's side. I'm in the middle on this one. I really don't know. It's just a family photo, so I think at the end of the day, like, it's not technically that important. I get that people place a lot of importance on these things. I would not be up in arms about it. I feel like from the fiance's perspective, if she's super upset about the photos in particular, there's something else going on. Like, I would ask the question, how is the family treating you in other areas, in other directions? Like, what else is going on?
Yeah, and maybe the parents see that she's going tit for tat in her response and being really petty about it, and not just like taking it on the chin, or at least taking it in
It's tough
stride.
to read the situation.
Yeah, the parents could see that, but the fiance himself may not. So that's probably why they're making that decision.
Yeah, it's an interesting place. Like, if she's that upset about it, is there other things going on? If the mom really doesn't want her in it, is there other things going on? Because I'm thinking, if I was a mom and my son was getting married and they're engaged, I would be like, and I liked her, I'd be like, absolutely, get in the family photos, and like, we're so excited to have you be a part of the family. Like, I can't wait for you to be there and be a new addition and all of these things. So if you're not getting that energy, it is really that would be upsetting. But,
right. So that's where it's like, is the bride to be, kind of high maintenance? Is she demanding? Is she, is there some weird, like, tension going on already and drama that we're not really aware of through this situation? Because like you said, I think the very straightforward reaction would be like, you're engaged? Yeah, you're in.
Right. That's what I would think. But if your mom, if the mom's like, not till you're married, it kind of implies like, I don't think you're going to get married, or like something like that. It's like a little, there's I don't know.
Do you think there's a difference too if it's the male, like if it were switched, right? So the male wasn't, or was the one who obviously asked for her hand in marriage, but her family was the one that was saying he couldn't be in it, or said that he could. Do you think there's a difference in like, hey, this guy put his money where his mouth is, bought an engagement ring, made a commitment to her at least in theory. Like, do you think there's a difference in those scenarios?
I don't know.
No, because what if he's Roy? Usually it's the girl who's ready to set a date, and it's the guy who's dragging his feet.
Yeah,
So
fair point.
Yeah, I think if you both said yes, it's just like, to me, I would be like, get in the family photo. But I get it. I get it. If you're like super traditionally minded, then yeah, marriage, I guess, is that marker. But I would just speculate there's probably other things going on, especially with the tit for tat comment too. That's kind of a little petty.
Red flag.
Little petty. If you were like a good girlfriend, you'd probably just be like, oh, okay, I understand. I'll sit this one out.
I do have a relatable story to this. Like the summer before my wife and I got engaged, they broke the traditional rule and let significant others come on the beach trip with my wife's family. So I went with her cousins and everybody. But we were like not engaged yet. And at that point I was not ready to pull the trigger. So it was like this super awkward tension because the whole family was kind of like, we kind of made an exception for you here. And then of course the time came to take family photos, and I held the camera and took family photos while they all posed. But I was like, you know what? That's right. I have not earned the right to be in this photo because I haven't produced a ring yet. So I don't blame y'all one bit.
That's so funny. You're like chilling on the beach, and her dad hands you a margarita. Is like, come here. You don't marry my daughter, you're going to fully pay for this beach vacation. I get it. I get it from both sides.
A little awkward.
I feel like I'm fence sitting, but I don't have an answer for you guys, unfortunately. But you have Scotts and Taylors, and you guys think that he's not the a-hole. So there we are. Here's a new one. Okay, and Scott has a newborn baby. So this is going to be triggering. We're gonna see how you feel about this one. You'll be the ultimate authority on this one.
I already got worked up over that last one.
Yeah. Am I the a-hole for not helping my wife with our newborn at night because I work early mornings, and for asking my mother-in-law to leave our house? Hello, Reddit. This is my first time posting here, but I'm really needing some outside perspective. I'm a male, 34, and my wife is female, 32. We've been married for 6 fantastic years, and we recently had our first child, a beautiful girl who's now 6 weeks old. Things have been tumultuous lately, and I'm not sure if I'm the one being unreasonable. I work a physically demanding job in construction. It starts at 6 a.m. This means I have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to get ready and commute. My job needs me to be alert, as any lapse could lead to serious accidents. My wife is on a year-long maternity leave and has the responsibility of caring for our baby throughout the day. Here's the problem. Our newborn, as they do, wakes up several times throughout the night. My wife has been insisting that I help with these late night feedings and changes, but I've explained to her that a lack of sleep could seriously jeopardize my performance at work and my own safety. To add more drama into the mix, my mother-in-law has moved in with us to help with the baby. However, her idea of help often involves criticizing my wife's parenting, which only adds to her stress, and dictating how we should run our household. She's also been siding with my wife on the nighttime assistance issue, making me feel ganged up on in my own home. I help as much as I can when I'm off work. I take on most of the cooking, cleaning, and tend to the baby as soon as I'm home till she sleeps. But the continuous pressure and lack of sleep are becoming unbearable. After a particularly heated argument, I told my mother-in-law that if she wasn't going to contribute positively, she needed to find somewhere else to stay. My wife was upset, saying I was out of line for kicking out her mother. I feel bad, but I also think that the current situation isn't sustainable. So Reddit, am I the a-hole?
Ooh.
Scott.
You got to answer this one
first. Okay. I mean, first and foremost, I totally understand what you're going through right now. I mean, the lack of sleep, no one ever teaches you about, post birth for the baby and new parents. The hospital's just like, okay, you got 2 days and then here's your baby. Good luck.
Right.
Off you go, figure it out.
Peace out.
Which is, it's wild. But hey, the thing is humans have done this throughout our entire existence, throughout all of human civilization and mankind. So you can figure it out as well. Granted, that said, the lack of sleep, it does increase just emotional tension between, married couples or couples in general. Like, that's just part of it. And it's just a matter of like having that good communication. And then like, I can commiserate with you, like the 4:30 wake ups, 6 a.m., on site working, laborious jobs. Like that's different from my perspective, where I'm sitting here editing videos and doing stuff digitally. So that's a little different, but yeah, I don't know. From my standpoint, I want to do everything I can, one, for my family, and if that means that I have to stay up, longer hours to change a couple diapers and to soothe my child who's crying, like I'm biting that bullet and I'm doing it because I know in the end that's going to pay off dividends.
Right.
Granted, you have a very different situation, so again, I commiserate with you in that, and I can't necessarily give any more feedback or unsolicited advice outside of that. It's just, you got to start working on the communication and being honest with your wife, and definitely have a more open conversation with the mother-in-law, because I've only heard horror stories about dealing with mother-in-laws. Mine is awesome. So I haven't had that issue.
That's awesome. What a diplomatic answer you just gave, Scott. Mine was far less diplomatic. Now I'm like rethinking. I'm like, this is not the husband's fault at all. No way is he the a-hole in this situation. If your wife is on maternity leave for a whole year, meaning a whole year,
that's wild.
She is home, right, with your baby, and she's not working, and the mother-in-law is there.
That's the crazy part to me.
Y'all
can't figure that out.
Y'all can't figure that out. And to have the mother-in-law who's staying there, presumably not working, being like, you need to wake up in the middle of the night when you have to work construction the next day to feed your baby. I'm so sorry.
That's part of what I was saying, is just like having that open conversation, because it seems like if they're not understanding that issue in that like contrast right there, there's a miscommunication.
Yeah, 100%.
The fact that the guy's going on Reddit to vent is the red flag that there's definitely not healthy communication in the household, and that could be partially on him, so that's something to factor in here too. But on the surface, this totally seems patently obvious that the guy, he's going out there being the breadwinner, has this strenuous job. He's literally not safe for him to not be fully alert. That definitely sounds like they should pick up the slack, to at least he can get a decent night's sleep. And if you have two other people who are living there, surely they can cover that stretch of time. I don't know.
I mean, like, especially if they're not working, that's wild. Imagine you're a man in this situation, right? And you were like stressed out. You're working in construction, just doing like brute force labor all day long. And then you come home and the mother-in-law is like telling you, mother-in-law who's staying at your house on your dime is telling you need to wake up in the middle of the night.
Oof. And criticizing your wife and how she's parenting. Like, good Lord.
Yeah, man.
It wouldn't
That's
work.
rough.
I might not kick her out, but there would definitely be a strong conversation about what would need to happen in that situation. I'm sorry. So I'm voting not the a-hole. I think, Scott, you agreed. Not the a-hole in this situation.
Yeah.
Just communicate.
Yeah, it's all about communication here, man.
And Taylor, you're not the a-hole.
Yeah, I don't think he's the a-hole. But I do think it's sketchy that he's going to Reddit to do this. Like, you need to figure out how to communicate, like Scott's saying, and like,
I feel that way about all of these. Like, I could never imagine going and typing out these things, but I guess it's like
if you've reached the point where you're on "Am I the a-hole?" That's not a good sign.
Just see your way out. You find something else there. Okay, here's another one. Am I the a-hole for silencing my girlfriend? I, male 28, have been dating my girlfriend Nancy, female 25, for about 2 months now. We met on a blind date that our friend set us up on, and have been seeing each other relatively regularly since then. I'm not entirely sure if we're officially boyfriend and girlfriend, but Nancy seems to think so. Nancy describes herself as a bit of a mean girl. Who self-describes as a mean girl? Red flag, leave her, get out of there right now.
There's two red flags. He doesn't know the status of their relationship, and his girlfriend calls herself a mean girl. This is getting tough.
Horrifying.
Already.
Okay. I honestly thought she was joking for a while, as she is typically quite nice. However, she has an awful tendency to insult people based primarily on their appearance. These insults can happen anywhere and anytime and can be targeted at literally anyone. I like how he's talking about it like it's a medical condition. These insults can happen anywhere and anytime and can be targeted at literally anyone. Like she has like Tourette's or something. Yeah. Like, what do you mean? Of course, she never says these things about the person right in front of them. The other day, I invited Nancy to a family friends event we were having. My mother's friend, Sarah, had just gotten out of the hospital for cancer. Sarah's family and my family are very close. I've known them since I was born and consider them to be extended family. Due to cancer and chemotherapy, oh gosh, Sarah no longer has hair and is very thin. Once Nancy saw her, she started smirking. I literally pleaded with her not to say anything rude, and she agreed, but told me that I was ruining her fun. Fast forward, I'm chatting with my mother, female 55, and sister, female 24. Nancy walks by and says hello. She chats for a bit and started making several highly offensive jokes about Sarah and her appearance. I will not repeat anything, but her jokes mainly pertain to baldness and anorexia. My mother and sister looked mortified, and so was I. I literally had my jaw hanging open for a good few seconds. Once I snapped out of it, I firmly told Nancy to stop and that no one found her shitty sense of humor funny except herself. She got upset and said that I was being controlling and misogynistic for trying to silence her. Controlling and misogynistic.
Of course. Of course.
Such a red flag. I maintained my position and reaffirmed that her comments were insane. She got even more upset and asked that we leave. I said that it would be rude for me to go as it was still relatively early, and she ended up leaving on her own. Am I the a-hole? Boy, get off the internet and go break up with that girl right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Go break up with
You
the
could
girl.
not run away fast enough or far enough from that girl.
Oh my gosh.
Good Lord.
Have you ever had dating experiences like this? Like this horrible? That's horrific.
No, you don't make it that far with someone who's like that. You can usually their reputation would precede them. I don't know what she's got on this guy, like the spell that keeps him in a relationship with her, but this sounds like a horrible person.
Yeah. Is she hot or something? I don't understand what's going on.
I mean, she would have to be a 15 out of 10 for any man to stay with that.
Have to look like Shakira or something. I don't know what's going on here.
You know, it reminded me of the girl on Love is Blind that was like laughing when one of the girls was crying because she got rejected. I think the Russian girl in this past season.
Oh,
Irina,
yeah.
I
What
think
was
her
it?
name was.
Yeah, Irina, and what was the other girl's name? The blonde.
Oh,
you guys will know. You'll know in the chat.
Yeah, put us in the chat.
Yeah. They were horrible.
You know what I mean? It's just like, why are you being so horrible to people? That reflects so poorly on you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And just so, it's so weird to watch people do it so openly. Like, were you just never taught that that is not okay? I just don't understand. I have no clue how you can get that just openly mean. Well, I do have a clue how you get there. I think it's like, it's probably driven by insecurity. Like this girl is probably very insecure about her position in the world and, you know, other things that she's got going on in life. So she just dishes it out to people with cancer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How messed up do you have to be?
That's a super low. I mean, you can, like somebody who does that to just normal individuals, like there's something to be said for that and be like, hey, like that's terrible behavior. But if you're doing that to a cancer patient who is going through like living hell through chemotherapy and all those things, like, dude, you run away.
Yeah, get some help. We just got a $50 super chat from Arjun1 that we're going to have to address immediately. No message, but you did send somebody flying on a little firework rocket. And that's very cool. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate your super chat. Wow. Yeah, horrible person. Break up with Nancy. And send her away. Send her to deal with somebody.
Nancy is a biatch.
Nancy is a biatch. Okay. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to provide care to my grandma? Okay. Whew. My parents and I live together with my 93-year-old grandma. Due to her fragility and a recent broken arm, she requires assistance with showering and meal preparation. Unfortunately, her condition is unlikely to improve. Consequently, my parents have made plans for a 10-day trip, and they are relying on me, 26 single, to stay at their house and take care of grandma in case of any emergencies. While my uncle will assist with showering, I need to be present in case she falls or her persistent cough worsens. I work a 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. I work from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and I must admit that I am a deep sleeper, which means I'm essentially unavailable for a third of the day and may not immediately notice if anything happens during another third. I'm currently contemplating expressing my concerns to my parents about, where's the rest of it? Let me, hold on. Okay, there it is. The concerns to my parents about taking on this responsibility. I lack experience in caregiving and feel uncertain about my ability to provide adequate assistance in the event of an emergency. Am I the a-hole? BFFR. How are you 26 years old? you're a grown-ass human being and you don't know how to take care of somebody in the case of an emergency. You don't know what to do in the case of an emergency. I'm sorry. And the excuse is I work from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I can't take care of my grandmother who's on her last leg at 93 years old. To me, this is, you gotta do something about that. You gotta fix that.
This definitely seems to be an attitude issue. Like, it's understandable that you're working, you're deep sleeper or whatever, but like, you should at least be game for doing whatever you can to help your ailing grandma who's 93.
Right. The human being who's responsible for your existence on Earth. Maybe you should help her out a little bit in her last, years of life. I just don't understand.
Is this like an American culture thing where we're just so like independent and sort of disconnected from prior generations of our family compared to other cultures that, it becomes, there's less of a sense of duty to care for your elders when you get of a certain age? Because I feel like other cultures don't struggle with that as much as we do.
I have listened to this guy from like Italy, and he's like, in Italy, we do not do like all the nursing homes that you have in the US. Like if you have an elder who's getting old, they're staying at your house, you're taking care of them, you're making sure they're fed, you're making sure they're showering and taken care of. And while they do have like nursing homes and stuff like that, that is not typically the route that people take culturally. I don't know if that's true, as I've never been and I don't know anybody from there, but it feels like in the US people are like, A, I don't want to do it. I don't want to take care of my grandparents or my great-grandparents, or like B, I'm like too scared, or like C, I hate old people or something like that. We are so disconnected from the phases of life and aging and death and all these things that we kind of just shove it away and compartmentalize it.
Yeah, this one makes me sad to even hear. Like this is family. To your point earlier, the only reason you are on this earth is because of that woman.
Right.
And what she went through in life to bring your mother or your father or whoever it is into this world as well, and probably helped raise you as well to get to 26 years old.
Yeah.
I get you want your sleep and you need your sleep, and all the health craze is talking about how important sleep is. But again, this is your family. Stop running away from responsibility, because once you're born into this world, you take on a level of responsibility, one for yourself, but also those you were born into, the family that you're born into. And, this just kind of makes my blood boil to see this, because your grandmother is not going to be here for much longer. Like, take the time to spend time with her and take care of her, and let it be a happy, or at least as peaceful as a send off as you could possibly make it.
Yeah, it's a 10-day trip, homie. It's literally 10 days. And you have your uncle coming to do the showering part, which would presumably be the hardest part of the entire caretaking process, is getting her in and out of the shower. And you have somebody to do that. And I don't know. This is just whatever. You've got the problem in this case. You need to fix that, especially at 26 years old.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
What do you have going on in your life that's so important that you can't take care of your grandma?
Right, at
26.
Okay, next. Okay, am I the a-hole for making my daughter go to her mother's funeral? I'm 35 male, and I was married years ago to the love of my life, but we got divorced before my now 13-year-old daughter turned 1. To make a long story short, ex-wife cheated on me both before and during her pregnancy, and although I tried to save our marriage, she wanted out. In a nutshell, she said she wasn't ready for marriage and only said yes because she loved me at the time. She grew tired of me and abandoned my daughter and me. Over the years, I only saw her twice. Once on somebody's motorcycle where she seemed happy, and another time at a bar where we spoke a little. 2 months ago, I received the news that she died, and I was torn up. I never loved anyone like I did her, and I was so devastated. I quickly got in touch with a few friends and family of hers that I could find and set up the funeral. The issue started when my daughter refused to go. She is as hard-headed as her mother was, so I basically had to drag her to the church. I knew she was acting up because she didn't know her mother, but this was her last chance to say goodbye, and I didn't want her to regret it in the future. She didn't talk to me the entire service, and when we got home, she locked herself in her room. Later, she said I only wanted to go to the funeral because I wasn't over her, which stung. And although I admit I cried, I was mad because she didn't know anything about her other than what people said. Her grandmother said I shouldn't have brought her to the funeral, but it seemed like the right thing to do. I know her mom loved her deep down, but didn't get the chance to tell her. Am I the a-hole? You know,
these are getting tougher.
This is getting legit. Normally it's like, I told my boyfriend not to eat the leftovers that I left in the fridge and he ate them and I'm angry. Am I the a-hole? This is deep stuff. My first leaning is she's 13 years old. This is one day out of her life to go to a funeral. So if the question is go or do not go, the answer is probably go to the funeral, even if she didn't know the woman that well.
You can't change your mind later on that one.
Right. You can't change your mind later on that one. And you're 13. You're 13. So it's not like this is going to be some big, important day. It's not like you're dragging a 30-year-old to their mother's funeral. This is like a little kid. So I'm thinking not the a-hole. You're protecting the kid for future regret. Future regret.
They won't ever have the opportunity to go again, and you only have one mother regardless of how the relationship was. So I think you want to err on the side of like giving them the opportunity to be a part of something like that, and unless there was something that we're not seeing of like just they had a horrible abuse in the relationship, so it sounded like there was just kind of distance and she's probably bitter about the way the whole thing went down, but which is understandable. But at the same time, some things are bigger, and I don't know, it's not something you want to regret missing later on in life.
100%. That's what I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think you're the a-hole here. You're being a father, and sometimes being a father means that you appear to be the a-hole, especially to a 13-year-old, preteen, teenager,
right?
Regardless of it being a girl or a boy, at that point in time, because they're going through a bunch of different stuff. But I think you're at least putting forward the image of what you should do in life and what is proper and what is honorable. Even though she dishonored you clearly in the relationship, you have. This physical action of going to her funeral is a way in which you have shown your forgiveness toward what happened, even if it still hurts you. And I think that's incredibly important to show your children as a father, as a man of the house, how to go about doing that in life, because these are going to be very difficult situations, as this clearly is. But I think this is a great lesson that she will one day understand and appreciate. Yeah. But in the moment, you just got to bite the bullet.
Yeah. It seems like you agree in the chat as well, guys. You said 74% say no, he is not. 26% of you disagree with his choice here. Yeah, I feel like you're teaching her how to deal with tough situations. You're teaching her how to maybe treat or act towards people who have wronged her. And, she's 13. So there's also that. We'll try to end on a lighter note. My goodness, here's one more that I saved. Let's see. Would I be the a-hole if I excluded my 3-year-old from a family trip? My spouse and I have 3 children, 9, 6, and 2.5 years old. Before we had kids, and most years since, we'd gone on an annual con. I don't know what that means. That's about a 10-hour drive from us. Do you know what an annual con is? It a conference? Annual conference? We are gone from home for 5 days. Our 6 and 9-year-olds are great travelers, and they have been since they were babies. Our toddler is, to put it mildly, not. He is sensory seeking and kinesthetic and hates being trapped in a car seat. He screams intermittently just to hear his own voice. He is crying or whining at all times in the car unless he's asleep. He also is highly verbal and worships his older siblings, who in turn adore him. This year, last year, we're also taking our nephews, 15 and 17, along with our older children. We are paying for their attendance, food, lodging, souvenirs, etc., in exchange for some childcare. We all make a con schedule and trade off the kids. Our toddler could come with us, and he would love the sights and sounds. He came last year and had a marvelous time, but the car ride was truly awful, and his presence curtailed what the rest of us could see and do. He could also stay with his babysitter, who feels like a bonus parent to him, and or his grandparents, who are more distant but trustworthy. He would have a great time, but the initial transition would be rough as he's never been away from us even overnight, much less for 5 days. I'm most concerned about him feeling left out when we get home and the kids are gushing about their experience, though he will, I suppose, have his own fun things to talk about. He will not understand ahead of time that he is not going to the conference. Am I the asshole if I leave him home? I'm on the fence. There was other like weirder things in this that had nothing to do. Like, I'm trying to think. If my mother had like a work trip to go on or something like that, and she wanted to bring my older siblings, and I was just too young to just be around people, and she's like, okay, we'll let you stay with the grandparents for 5 days. That would be fine. Wouldn't be upset about that. But I mean, you're 2.5 years old. He's not even going to remember this.
Yeah.
Right.
Presumably. I don't think it
I'm
matters.
still confused. Is it a conference? That makes no sense. Like, why would like teenagers want to be going on a vacation to a conference?
It just
like,
says our annual con. I don't know what that. If you guys know what that
Comic-Con?
is,
someone said.
I don't. Maybe.
Confidence family.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys drop it in the chat below if you understand what that means. I get like there's one element of like, okay, if you're gonna bring all your other kids, you can't just like leave out one kid and have them sitting at home doing nothing while everybody's gone and going on like a fun trip. But also he's 2.5 years old. So sometimes there's just things you don't get to do that your older siblings get to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that.
This is a tough one. I mean, coming from a large family myself, like I remember one being very young, dragged to a bunch of different things that I didn't necessarily want to go to. Granted, I don't think, I mean, my parents can correct me. I don't think I was a crazy toddler, but, but at the same time, like, I don't know, there's a level of call it tolerance, not in the same way that it's thrown about today, that you have to have as a parent. And it's like, I feel like not having him in the car just because he screams. I feel like there are other aspects, in life and parenting that may be getting lost in the wash here, to where yes, it's a toddler and toddlers are difficult, but something else is going on here. And I feel like there's an aspect of, you're crippling them for life if you like incentivize or let things pass and create these environments in which they can act like that. So I don't know, maybe if you bring them around other people, adults, their siblings, they get to watch, the child gets to watch how the idolized older siblings interact with adults and interact with people, and those kids do as well. And it's just like, it's a learning experience that in general. And I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence with this one too, because if they go to the grandparents, like that's like, I remember doing that a lot, like when my parents had to go on a trip or something. So I don't know, this is a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to portray that you have the only 2-year-old who's like uncontrollable out of any parent ever, and I don't necessarily buy that, like Scott's saying. I think there's something going on here that's like, maybe if your 2-year-old's such a nightmare to travel with, like I get it, like 2-year-olds are 2-year-olds, but like if it's such a nightmare that it's unbearable for you and everybody, like just to go on a trip, there may be something else going on there that it reflects more on you than the 2-year-old themselves. So that seems like a little bit of a red flag there.
We're on the fence. Yeah, it said he screams intermittently just to hear his own voice.
Yeah, it's like
a little sus. A little sus.
That has the same energy as the girl who insults cancer patients. Just we don't know when it's going to happen.
Right.
It's like the medical condition.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It just pops up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm inclined to be like, you bring all of them or you bring none of them, but also he's in that sweet spot of being 2.5 years old, of like, just like it's not gonna land. You know what I mean? Like, but he could learn a lesson. Maybe you should have him in the car more often.
Yeah.
Drive him around. Just do a little test. Not the 10-hour test, but do like a 1-hour drive around test. See if we can get him with those car manners.
All I'm saying is, my parents would have brought me at 2.5, and they would have brought a spanking spoon, and everyone would have had a great time, except me if I mismisbehaved here and there.
Yeah,
I'm anti-spanking. We're gonna have to do another video on this.
I'm just saying.
I'm in the anti-spank camp, but we'll talk about that at a later date because it's already 4:00 and we got to do super chats.
Super chat, birthday super chats, no less.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Who's getting us started? Wow, there's a bunch. Okay, Bizarro says just subbed. Good work. Thank you.
Thank you. I love that. Strong
With
word.
periods after each sentence.
Just subbed.
Three
Good
two-word
work.
sentences.
Love it.
Not verbose at all. Cameron Campbell says happy birthday.
Thank you. Should I
Rhea
answer these
Arts-
with helium?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Do
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there were a couple super chats coming up that we're gonna tell you to do it.
Okay.
I will
We'll
try.
we'll work
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the helium.
Just don't show my
Rhea
face on
Art
there.
SYMW just sends a super chat, no message. Thank you for that. Same for Lacey Hodges as Amala tries to get this balloon open.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna try to get away from the mic.
I think people want to see the whole process.
It's open.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
open. It's too open. Okay, keep going, Taylor.
Okay. Selena Echevarria says, we are birthday buddies. Happy birthday, Amala.
Happy birthday. We are birthday buddies. That's fantastic. We also have the same birthday as Tupac. So there's that. Why is it
Wow, it
lasting
worked.
so long?
Okay.
Oh, that was awesome. Okay, Jabari Bryant says, happy birthday, Amala.
Thank you.
Dance Moms fan says, inhale the balloon, LOL, in all caps. So
Dance
there
Moms.
you go.
I used to watch Dance Moms. A long time ago. I don't watch it
keep
anymore
speaking.
because it's like child exploitation at this point. But okay, keep going.
Okay, Gelato says, happy birthday. I'm so thankful for you and the crew. Do you prefer cupcakes, cake, or pie?
Actually, none of those things. What I prefer the most on my birthday. I have one in the fridge here at PragerU. It's an edible arrangement. That's what I prefer the most. So I get an edible arrangement, which for those of you who don't know what that is, it's all fruit, right? And it's like arranged in a little bouquet. And I get those every single year. My grandmother sends me one. So shout out to my grandma, my best homie. She sent me one today.
Oh, that's funny because Devin, our office manager, sent me a picture and she's like, did you send this to Amala? And I was like, no.
Yeah, no, it was my grandma.
Okay.
It was my
well,
grandma. We got
shout
a
out to
$50 from
Mhm.
Timothy ML. He says, sorry for interrupting your B-Day, but hear me out. Epic panel for a video. Amala, Gothics, Pearl, Brett Cooper, Roma Army, Sydney Watson, Shoe on Head, and Jordan Peterson. Look them up if you haven't seen them. I'd happy cry if I saw this. What do you think? Well, Timothy, thank you for
Also,
your
Brad
super chat.
Pitt and the Pope.
Yeah, right. It does sound like a logistics nightmare, I'm going to be honest.
Beyonce.
To get us all on the same scheduled date would be crazy. The only one I haven't heard of on this list is Roma Army. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
No idea. But, you know, that's a dream team right there.
That is quite the lineup.
That would be
Yes.
quite the lineup. Yes, it would.
All right.
Okay.
Sugar Cookie says, happy birthday to one of the people that gave me the red pill.
You're very welcome.
Hey.
Any day. I'm losing brain cells, guys. I need my brain cells for this job.
The show's going to fall off a cliff after this because
Yeah.
Amala's not going to be as
It's going to be
intelligent
done
anymore.
tomorrow.
Box Cat just sends a super chat with a little heart hands emoji. Thank you. Box Cat. Patrick Moore says, happy birthday, Amala. Keep up the great work. I love your balance of compassion and truth.
Thank you. I try to keep it compassionate on this show.
Ricky says, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
And Sutma Dude says, happy birthday, Amala. You're officially old now. Expect the arthritis, hot flashes, alopecia, ingrown toenails, and warts to arrive shortly.
Whoa, guys. Slow down here, man. It's like with the Am I the A-holes? We were talking about leftover food, and then we're talking about mom's funeral. I'm just trying to live my life. Stay youthful.
At least you didn't insult the 1975. I guess he
There
gave
we
you a
go.
break on your birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lacey Hodges says, okay, I sent a super chat earlier, but forgot to put chat. Just wanted to say happy birthday. Watching you since 2019. I'm 15, trying to find like-minded people. You and Brett Cooper are my idols. Sup, Taylor?
Oh, that's amazing. 15 years old. I feel like you're one of the younger ones who watches this show because we're normally like, what, 18 to 35? Taylor's loving the helium. Taylor's loving
It's
it.
hilarious. All right, Sylvan Forge sends a little fox painting emoji thing,
Nice.
and Dance Mom's fan again sends like a little crazy eyes emoji. So thank y'all for the emojis. Down with DEI says
Nice.
Eureka McRae's story on Twitter is nuts. She was a black DEI leader at Safeway, secretly ran anti-gay /white/Jew Twitters and sent her son to beat up a gay employee.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Keep that energy away from me. I don't know what's going on there.
Way to kill the vibe on the birthday stream. We deliberately try to stay away from like boycotting trans activist stuff and race stuff. Just But anyways, that does sound like a crazy story.
That does sound actually crazy. I don't know if I want to look it up, bring that energy into my life. You guys are all commenting your age in the chat, which I love. Comment your age down below. I want to see how old you guys are. We got 13, 21, 51, 19, 42. Another
31.
13, 31. There's all different types of ages. Lots of 13s. Hello, young people. Thank you for watching.
Dixon is back. Says they really should have gotten Justin Trudeau for this. Happy birthday, Amala. Oh, that's
Justin
funny.
Trudeau for what? The blackface?
They wouldn't be able to
I see what
figure
you
it
did
out.
there. I see what you did.
No,
Last
I don't
one
feel
here.
like he could act black to save his life, to be honest.
No.
He just can paint his face.
Just couldn't happen.
Fallon says, first time joining live. Happy birthday. Thank you, Fallon.
I
Madison
feel like
Jordan.
a drug addict. I'm over here like breathing in all this
Just one
helium.
more
That
hit
was the
and I'm
last
off the
one,
stuff.
guys. One more hit and I'm off this stuff, guys.
I swear.
You'll never see me back on the streets again.
And I never got caught neither.
He was the best guy around. Nobody knows that meme, and I hate it. Okay, guys, get on it.
Madison Jordan says, glad I could finally catch a live stream of yours. Happy birthday. Just want to say you've made a big impact in my political awakening / new
Oh.
ideology, and I can't be more thankful. Hope you all have an amazing day.
Thank you. I hope you guys have an amazing day too, and weekend, because the weekend's coming up. So I hope you guys have some fun, do something cool.
Zach Burke says, regarding the last live, since university / college is paid indoctrination now, I wonder if conservatives recoil from higher education in response, if that won't let liberal views monopolize educated society over time.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, or you flip the script on them and you make university not as important as it is, which I think it's increasingly becoming less important to go and get a degree. The amount of people who I see like working here around PragerU or like working at any given institution or company, and you ask them like, what's your degree? And the degree has nothing to do with the job that they're doing now. It's astounding sometimes to hear from people. So it kind of signals to me that maybe college is not the most important thing ever, even though they drill it into you as if it is. Crazy.
And I know like PragerU and Daily Wire like barely care. Like you can put on your resume, but they're not really like looking at that
Right.
much.
They just want to see your skills.
Right.
Like when we were
Unless you're
hiring
Scott and you went
editors.
to Ivy League.
Right, that helps. When we were hiring editors, we're like, yeah, let's just see a video of let's see a video that you've edited and see how good it is. And if the video is well edited, we'll hire you. I don't care about like your background or where you went to school for, your skills. Yeah.
Yeah. You could be like, I went to this fancy school and here's my editing certification, but if you send us a video that's not good, it's like, okay,
Right.
well, that's cool, man.
Right.
Okay. Zach Burke. Oh no, we just read his. Flynn Vicente says, it has been a hot minute. I was dealing with nugget issues. Anyway, here's $10 redos. What's rent like for you, Amala? Also, what do you think of Trump's indictment, and should Biden be too?
Well, I will not
Oh,
disclose
dear.
my rent, but it is not expensive. Also, hey Flynn, it has been a while. You've not popped up all as often as you have been before. Yeah. What was the other question?
About Trump's indictment and if Biden should be indicted too.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna play fair, then yeah, you should do that. I think it's all little witch hunts. What did Megan Fox say? You mess with the wrong witch. That's what Donald
I have
Trump-
been burned at the stake.
I have been burned at
by
the
little
stake
men like you.
by insecure, narcissistic men like you before. you effed with the wrong witch. It's exactly what Donald Trump should say.
Rory Watson says, happy Amala Day from the UK. Big fan of the work you and the crew do. I'm still working through every live while cooking too. Wishing the best.
Yeah, you guys always post what you're doing on your Instagram stories. This morning, a girl posted, it was like me on a tablet or her laptop with the show and everything, and she was making coffee cookies at the same time, which is awesome. I love that you guys are all creative and cooking and baking and doing the damn thing.
Hold up. What's a coffee cookie?
I don't know. It's a
coffee
cookie
and
with coffee.
cookies? I saw that story.
I think
thought it was coffee and
I think it's a cookie with coffee in it.
I don't know. I'm a fan of both.
Coffee flavored cookie.
I like coffee
You can
cake.
explain that.
Yeah? You like coffee cake?
But
I'm
that's
not a
like
fan of
cake you have
coffee.
with coffee. Is a coffee cookie like a coffee flavored cookie or a cookie that you eat with coffee?
We'll have to ask her. We'll get down to the bottom of this.
We'll launch a full investigation.
Yeah, complete and total shutdown.
Flynn again says, are there any rules for new rules for super chat?
It's just 5 or more is what gets read at the end of the show, guys. No new rules. Depending, we might have to change it soon because it's still keeping us here for quite some time.
Too long.
But we'll figure it out. I'll let you know if anything changes. Speaking of change, Monday, the show is at 1 p.m. Pacific instead of at 3 p.m. Pacific. So it's 2 hours forward. If you're on the East Coast, it's going to be at 4 p.m. rather than 6 p.m. So want to let you guys know that we are moving the show to a earlier time in the day so that we can hang out with y'all sooner, get things done sooner, get more video content out to you guys, and just, have a better workflow so that we can hang out and do so for extended periods of time, because right now we run quite late. So next week, starting Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the videos are going to be, and the lives are going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.
So
thank you for that.
Big changes coming. New year, new you.
Yeah, exactly.
Deja Nunn says, happy birthday. I like all 3 of you guys. Y'all have a good perspective on life. Which they spelled that Y-A-W, y'all. Just thought you'd like to know that.
I love that.
Would love to have a conversation with y'all one day. And I considering I am a walking contradiction of what the left and right wing believe. Good day, y'all.
Hey, nice. I mean, maybe one day, I've met so many of you guys recently that maybe one day we will have a little convo.
Mm-hmm.
I was at an Indian restaurant.
Hopefully you're not just, straight down the line with siding with one side.
Right, a little nuance.
Like the free thinkers here that makes you interesting.
Like to mix it up.
Mm-hmm. Viribus Unitis says, happy birthday, Amala. Cultural detail. In Catholic tradition, the month of June is dedicated to the Sacred Heart, symbol of humility and social order. And today is the solemnity of the Sacred Heart. So God bless you specially.
Wow, I did not know that. Scott knew that.
Yeah.
Scott's our resident
was
Catholic.
over there
That's a great super chat.
Yeah. Scott knew it.
Extra points for
It's
you.
very cool. It's nice to know. I didn't know that.
Lily H says, happy birthday. Big thank you from Illinois. Love hearing the podcasts. My father and I love PragerU and all you do. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Dixon Butts says, the crazy/hot scale is a real thing.
From How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Crazy hot. There, you know what? It actually might be, right? Because hot women have a lot of audacity sometimes.
Wasn't it also, I thought it was also one of those diagrams, the F around and find out.
Yes,
things.
it's very
Like,
similar.
It
It's the XY axis of crazy and hot and what is tolerable. And they go into this whole thing about like crazy eyes, and she had the crazy eyes. I used to love How I Met Your Mother. Oh my gosh. I haven't watched that in so long. It's a good show.
Lynn Deal says, happy birthday, Amala. I send prayers and good wishes. Hope you enjoy dancing. On the
Thank
father's
you.
story, he did the right thing from personal experience.
With the funeral, yeah. We're on the same page. We're on the same page as you. I think so.
You going dancing?
Going dancing, y'all. Going dancing tonight. Dinner, dancing.
Is this
So-
like structured dancing, like an actual dance, or is it just like, free flow, free
Free
form?
flow,
Yeah.
hip hop music,
Ratchet,
and
just
hanging out,
breaking it down.
just ratchet. Yeah, not we're not line dancing or anything like that. Although I would love to do that one day because I feel like I'd be really good at it, where they actually have like a structure to in choreography and all that. But not today.
Yeah, well,
Not
I'm
today.
too good at that, so you don't even want to see
He's
me.
gotta stay
I would
away.
do it, but I'm just too. I wouldn't want to.
It would cause too much friction,
Yeah. Keely Graham says, my first stream and it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I ordered cake because you made me want cake.
Nice. I'm not encouraging healthy habits, I guess. Sorry,
How was
guys.
that unicorn cake, by
It
the way? I
was
have no
pretty
idea
good.
what flavor it was.
So much frosting, y'all. For those of you who don't know, I do not like frosting. So there's just like frosting.
I like the frosting
There's
more than
so
I don't
much
like too
frosting. I'll have
much
like a
frosting.
cake and just like a little tiny layer of frosting. That's how I like it.
I
Yeah.
legit used to eat like a full Pillsbury like canister of frosting just in a weekend.
That is so concerning.
Hey, high school. That's
That
you can eat
is
anything.
Terrifying, Scott.
Dude, we
That's
had
amazing. Wow.
We had to make cupcakes for like my niece's birthday or something a few weeks ago, and so we had some leftover frosting. And the other day, I took like a spoon and got some frosting out of it, and just like walked around the house and was like eating the frosting. And then I found my wife upstairs, and she was like watching TV or whatever, and she had an empty spoon next to her, and I'm like, "Did you have frosting on that?" And she was like, "Yep." So we both did the same thing.
It's so cute.
I'm like one of those people. I'll get, like the whipped cream frosting cakes where it's just like whipped cream is like very fluffy, light, not like I prefer that because I hate frosting. Yeah, it's like where they literally just use whipped cream to frost the cake.
Those are the cakes or pies that you use to pie people in the face, not to actually.
Oh my god!
I was gonna ask, is it anything like the meringue pie, or is like
less thick, like literally just straight up like whipped cream, like the whipped cream from cans kind of thing on a cake.
Yawn.
Solid. Yawn. Rude.
Sorry, it's your birthday. I mean, great. That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it sounds lovely. Everything I say sounds good because it's my birthday.
We have all the same taste in everything. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Sammy RN says, "Happy birthday, Amala. Hope this is your best year yet. P.S. Get on team spanking because as a spanked child, I dreaded the lecture that came before the spanking way more than I did the spanking."
Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. You're never gonna get me on team spanking. I'm sorry.
The anticipation was the worst part. Like, go to my room and wait for me. Oh my god, that was way worse than like the physical pain ever was.
Yeah, no. See, I just can't. Well, that's a topic for another day because I'm sure it will cause a heated debate in the comments. So,
you guys do
get
out.
really
Start a Discord
offended by
channel on
that.
spanking, and you guys can debate spanking.
Yeah.
Timothy ML, we read you. That was a thank you for the $50 one again. Lacey again says, "I'm actually going to be 16 on the 19th. LOL. Love your helium voice."
19th.
16.
I know a few people with the birthday the 19th. So congratulations and happy birthday.
Hopefully they're good
Congratulations.
people.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Timothy again says, "Also happy birthday. I'm finally not broke while watching. Otherwise, I'd throw money at your show more often."
Oh,
that is an
so
epic
nice.
lineup. Roma's a MRA. I don't know what an MRA is.
Roma, the streamer, is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what an MRA is either. Sorry.
Well, we'll have to Google her and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yvonne C says, "Happy birthday, Amala. Hope you have another beautiful and productive year. Didn't know you were a Gemini."
Yes, I am. I don't know what that means, but yes, I am. Gemini gang. I'm not into astrology, as you could probably tell.
Yeah, same. Julian Giangrande says, "Happy birthday, Amala. Mine's the 28th.
Oh, lots of June babies hanging out in the chat today. Love that for you. Love that for you.
Love that for you." Keely Graham says, "Hi, Ayala." I think that was just a mistype.
Yeah, she corrected it in a later super chat. She
I
sent
meant
another
Alma.
super
Okay, I
chat
see.
to say I meant Alma.
Hi, Alma. It's my first live. I have made it too. I hope you have a good birthday. Also, I really want to see you and Brett in one video. Y'all are my idols.
Oh, maybe again, it might happen. It might happen.
I mean,
soon.
this sneakily kind of already did happen. If you guys want to see them on the same video, they are together for a brief moment in Amla's
moment.
new documentary on Woke. That's on PragerU.com.
Fleeting moment in time. We cross paths. Brett Cooper and Amla Epinobi on Woke Inc.
The collab everyone's waiting for. They made a documentary together, guys.
Right.
Okay. Dixon again. More time for super chats next week. We will.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
We'll be
here. Ingeborg Christofferson says,
cool
"Happy
name.
birthday and hello from Denmark. Finally caught alive. I'm looking forward to you starting the stream earlier. Maybe I'll actually be able to watch live sometimes. It's 1 a.m. here."
Yay. Oh, so then we'll be starting at 11.
Yeah.
That's a couple
The
hours for
Europeans
you.
rejoice.
Yeah. We're moving up in the world.
Also, thanks for watching from Denmark.
I
I'll
know.
always love to hear from Scandinavia.
Very cool.
Mr. Varro says, "Happy birthday. How do you keep from getting angry at the left the way the left gets angry at the right?"
I'm chilling, y'all. I used to get very angry. I still do sometimes. Just depends on the story. Sometimes I get really I just cannot believe what I'm reading. But for the most part, I've tried
Stuff
to
with kids and the BS about cultural appropriation. I feel like those are two of your triggering
man,
things.
it's just crazy sometimes. I feel like I'm seeing red when I read some of these stories. But other than that, how do I remain chill? It's just from having been one, I think, that I'm like, okay, it's totally fine. Everything's going to be fine. It's all going to pan out. And if it doesn't pan out, the world keeps on a turning now, doesn't it? So why should I waste my anger and my energy on said spinning rock? That's how I feel.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Flynn, back for one or two more. You forgot to bread the rest of the rules one, and it's Bucket, not Nugget. Budget. I don't know what this is saying.
He said he was having nugget problems, remember? And I was like, what's a nugget problem? Is he saying it's budget?
Well, then he said bucket, and then he said budget. So maybe it's budget problems.
Oh.
You forgot to bread the rest of the rules one, and it's budget? I don't know. I'm sorry, Flynn.
I think he means you forgot to read the rest of the super chats, maybe? And it's budget, not nugget, as if... Because he said he's not sending super chats because he has budgeting problems. Is that what happened?
Okay.
If I'm right about that, this is psychic elements. I'm gonna become a medium.
Well, he asked again what the rent was like where you live, and you said you're not going to say your rent.
Oh, okay,
It's not crazy expensive for LA.
Not crazy expensive for LA. It's quite.
And then he also said, keep up the work. Shout out to the people in the background.
Quite very reasonable. I feel like I could say, I just don't want to say anything in reference to anything that has to do with where I live, because there's like super sleuths on the internet. Have you seen these people who can like locate anybody anywhere from like 2 seconds of what they've said on the internet?
Miranda Cosgrove
Yeah.
TikTok I sent you?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's crazy. Some dude killed himself in her yard because he was obsessed with her. So
After
weird.
trying to shoot somebody who was driving in a car that looked like hers.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah. So I don't mention anything that has to do with living. Because I know some people are just like, I don't know. Y'all know how to find anything.
Yeah, that's scary.
So weird. There's this TikTok account where like there's essentially this guy who runs a TikTok and people challenge him like, I bet you can't find where I'm at right now. And he just like does these TikTok videos where he searches based on stuff he sees in the background, and the videos are like tiles on the floor and stuff, and can find exactly where they're at.
Dude, my brother-in-law was telling me
Absolutely
about
not.
one of those games that's like, it's like, you know, they have like Worldle, and like, you know, they show you a frame of a movie and you have to guess the whole movie. One of them, and it's like a competitive game where they show you like an image from Google Maps that is somewhere in the world, and you take that one image and like people figure out where it is. And it's just like a random street in Timbuktu or whatever.
Dude.
And they can like use little context clues and the position of the sun and, you know, the type of signs or license plates on the cars or whatever. And they just like figure out exactly where it is.
Yeah, just insane. Yeah, so you could throw out a random rent number, and I'm sure somebody could find that too, or like be able to like decipher all the different places that have that. Yeah, no, sorry.
It's time to homestead in Alaska.
I love y'all, but
Gonna Ron
Sorry.
Swanson our computer right now.
exactly right.
Journey of an Introvert says, happy birthday, girl. Your voice with helium sounds like me and all my friends way back in 6th grade.
Yeah, probably me in 6th grade too. It's probably exactly what I sounded like.
Timothy Amel again says, really, guys? Men's rights activists. I don't know what that was. in
MRA.
reference to.
Oh. The more
Thanks,
you
Scott.
know. There's an acronym for that. Oh my gosh, we learned what PWI, predominantly white institution, and MRA, and men's rights activists. Apparently that's a thing.
Look, there's so much alphabet soup going on these days.
I can't deal with it. Just
I don't want any
give
more
it to me
acronyms.
straight, brother.
Say the words. AVJR. Hey, Amal, I've been watching your shorts last year, and this year I subscribed. All right.
Oh, hey.
Incremental progress.
Late
Appreciate
bloomer.
it.
Love it.
I hope you'll have a good one. God bless you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's fantastic. Thank you for subbing.
AVJR. Pink Deluxe says, happy birthday. Greetings from Germany. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much.
Dankeschön.
Watching from far away. Dankeschön.
Danke. Yeah, it's got to be gonna be 1 a.m. in Germany too, around there.
There's something around there, right?
This is the last one I see. Mr. Varro says MRAs and men's rights activists. So thank you for that.
Okay. And that's
Oh
where
wait, couple more.
Oh.
Well, Frank Mayan just sends an emoji, laughing emoji. So thank you, Frank. And Cyber Bacon says, "Why is your Studio Ghibli decor gone?"
It's not gone.
It's there.
Scott knew what to do.
Yeah.
Scott
It's
knew what to
there.
do. It's right there. Boom. And yeah, I've got some more stuff. I forget what was sent to me that I got. Obviously, my little keychain is a little soot sprite right there. Boom, from Spirited Away, for those of you who don't know that movie. So I'm surrounded by Hayao Miyazaki's creations, which is so awesome. Just love it. Oh, and another one from Gal Pal Val, who says, I describe you to friends as what Boo would look like grown up. Really enjoy your takes, and I reference your videos a lot. Thank you for sharing your perspectives. Boo from Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc.
Maybe I do have big eyes, so I get it. You know what? At least in the eyes, I can see it. Boo is a little white girl. So there's that too. But
if there were a live action remake, Amala, you would totally be cast.
In there like swimwear, baby. I'm getting that job.
That's one Disney race swap I could get behind.
It'd be trans race in that case, trans age. There'd be so many things going on if I was cast as Boo. That would be amazing. Well, guys, that completes our super chats for the day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to go to my birthday dinner after this, and then I'm going to go dance it up, and we'll see what happens after that. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Let me know what your weekend plans are in the chat down below, or leave it as a comment when the show is done. Also, leave your answers for the Am I the A-holes? How'd you feel about it? Did you disagree with us? Did you agree with us? Drop it in the comments after the show. And as always, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time we're live, which is now going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're doing that change next week, so we'll see you all then at the earlier time. And on our other videos that happen throughout the week, we'll just post them when they're ready for you, when they're of the chef's kiss best quality. That's when you get your Tuesday, Thursday, and possibly a Saturday video. That might be something new. Okay. I'm not going to make any promises, though, because you never know what's going to happen. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to sign up for my email newsletter, which every Friday you'll get a little blurb from me about what's going on in my life, you can sign up in the link in the description down below. Also, go to our Discord if you want to talk to other fans of the show outside of the show, have debates, send pictures of your dog, your food, your family, whatever it is you want to do. Connect with people who are like-minded in the Discord down below. That's it for me. See you guys on Monday.